Have you ever heard of the Sigma female? If not, you're about to discover a completely different kind of woman. Rare, mysterious, and unlike any other. She doesn't chase the spotlight of society, nor does she seek validation from anyone. While we often hear about the alpha female, the leader, the standout, and the beta female, the one who seeks approval, the Sigma female lives by her own rules. Free, independent, and deeply self-reliant. She doesn't join the race for power or try to prove herself to the world, yet the way she lives naturally draws attention. Sigma females are introverted yet remarkably decisive, like silent strategists in a game that others don't even realize they're playing. They can stand in a crowd without seeking attention, yet their presence lingers in your mind, not because they shout or command, but because their calm, confidence, and quiet control over their own lives create a natural magnetism. They are keen observers, analytical thinkers, and always ready to make wise decisions, guided not by external noise, but by their own experience and intuition. The most fascinating thing about the Sigma female is the paradox within her balance. She's quiet yet powerful, self-reliant yet adaptable, independent yet deeply caring. She doesn't try to fit in, yet she's never disconnected. She doesn't seek praise, yet she takes pride in what she achieves. She doesn't follow the crowd, yet she becomes the kind of woman others admire. This is why Sigma females are so captivating. They spark curiosity, making you want to understand them more deeply. A living enigma, full of strength and surprise. In this video, we'll explore who the Sigma female truly is, her defining traits, her stages of growth, how she applies Stoicism to maintain self-mastery and independence, and why women like her are rare yet remarkably successful. Let's step into the world of these mysterious, powerful, and free-spirited women, the Sigma females, and discover why they capture attention effortlessly without ever trying to. When you start learning about the Sigma female, the first thing you'll notice is how completely different she is from both the alpha and the beta female. The alpha female thrives on recognition. She wants her power and competence to be seen. The beta female often seeks approval, wanting to be accepted and sometimes relying on others. The Sigma female, however, seems to live outside those social hierarchies. She doesn't chase validation or bask in the spotlight. It's this independence and self-mastery that give her a magnetic allure no alpha or beta can match. A Sigma female is often introverted, yet incredibly decisive. She might stand quietly in the corner of a meeting or a party, observing everyone. But in her mind, she's analyzing, evaluating, and planning her next move. Her power doesn't come from loudness or control over others, but from her mastery of herself and the situations around her. She knows when to act, when to stay silent, and when to wait. A rare balance that few people ever achieve. What's truly special about the Sigma female is her ability to balance inner contradictions with grace. She's quiet yet powerful, self-reliant yet flexible, independent yet genuinely caring. Many people find her hard to understand because she doesn't fit into conventional molds. She doesn't try to prove herself or follow trends, yet others can't help but admire her calm confidence and grounded way of living. This combination creates a mysterious allure, a quiet magnetism that draws people in and makes them want to know more about her. Another remarkable trait of the Sigma female is that she's a silent strategist. She may not stand out at first glance, but people quickly notice her ability to analyze situations, plan ahead, and make the right decisions at the right time. Like a skilled chess player, she's always one move ahead, prepared to handle any challenge without letting emotions dictate her actions. This ability allows her to thrive in many fields, from business and art to science and leadership, all without boasting or seeking attention. Another aspect that makes the Sigma female stand out is her ability to navigate social dynamics with remarkable subtlety. She doesn't engage in power struggles or try to please everyone, yet she always knows how to position herself strategically, to observe, assess, and understand the situation clearly. This allows her to build lasting relationships founded on mutual respect and understanding, rather than on temporary influence or authority. This skill also means she knows when to share, when to stay silent, and when to act, all driven by a sense of intuition, confidence, and wisdom. As a result, she maintains her independence while still creating a positive impact on her surroundings, earning admiration from others without ever making them feel pressured or manipulated. The Sigma female is a fusion of mystery, self-mastery, intelligence, and independence. A rare type of woman who is both captivating and deeply inspiring. She doesn't follow society's expectations or seek external validation, yet she's always one step ahead, confidently shaping life on her own terms. Understanding this essence is the first step to recognizing your own hidden strength. And it opens the door to the story of the Sigma female's journey, from an introspective woman to one who is self-reliant, powerful, and free. Ultimately, the Sigma female's allure doesn't lie only in her independence or intelligence, but in her ability to create her own sense of worth. She doesn't rely on praise, validation, or even affection from others to define her value. Every achievement and every decision she makes comes from her own experience, competence, and principles. This is why Sigma females often leave others both curious and in awe. They are mysterious, unpredictable, yet radiate undeniable inner strength. The journey to becoming a Sigma female doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process of self-discovery, cultivating independence, and building inner strength. Each step along the way helps her understand the true value of self-mastery, learn to enjoy solitude, and develop the ability to make wise, confident decisions. This transformation is not just about personal growth. It's an evolution from an introspective girl into a powerful woman, ready to face any challenge life presents. From the very beginning, the Sigma female recognizes the value of silence and solitude. She may appear reserved or distant to others, but in truth, that quietness is how she learns to understand herself. Those moments alone allow her to observe, listen, and reflect on her emotions, thoughts, and personal goals. It's during this time that she develops self-control, learning to stand strong without relying on others' approval. Her keen sense of observation helps her spot hidden opportunities and respond wisely to complex social situations. This introspective nature becomes the foundation for her confidence, independence, and self-reliance later on. As she moves further along her journey, the Sigma female begins to explore the world in her own way. She dares to walk alone and face challenges that many others shy away from. Solitude is no longer just a place of rest. It becomes a space for self-reflection and growth. Her curiosity and hunger for knowledge drive her to experience new things, free from society's expectations. Along the way, she learns to make her own decisions, take responsibility for her actions, and adapt to unfavorable circumstances. Her strength and resilience, combined with her flexibility, transform her into a truly independent individual. Ready for the next stage, taking charge and designing the course of her own life. Once the Sigma female has mastered independence, she begins to plan and manage her life with strategic precision. Every decision is carefully thought out, every option considered, and she's always prepared for the unexpected. This is when she sharpens her resilience, creativity, and problem-solving skills. Whether in her work, relationships, or personal projects, her strategic mindset allows her to seize opportunities others often overlook and remain calm under pressure. This stage marks a crucial turning point, the moment she transforms into a powerful, self-directed woman who leads her life confidently, guided by her own values. After all the experiences and lessons, the Sigma female emerges as a fully self-sufficient and empowered woman. She knows herself deeply, understands her worth, and no longer seeks validation from anyone. Confidence and self-reliance have become second nature, allowing her to lead her life with honesty, decisiveness, and clear direction. She embraces solitude, plans her future with intention, and faces challenges with composure. The empowered Sigma female is a living testament to inner strength, defining her own life, creating her own value, and living by her own standards, regardless of societal pressure. This is the pinnacle of her journey, where all her skills, self-mastery, and philosophy converge, shaping her into a complete, independent, and enduring woman. One of the most important factors that make the Sigma female strong and self-reliant is the philosophy of Stoicism. Originating in ancient Greece, Stoicism is not just a philosophical doctrine, but an art of living, teaching people how to master their minds, accept what cannot be changed, and focus on what they can control. For the Sigma female, Stoicism is more than a theory, it's a guiding compass for life, shaping the way she makes decisions, faces challenges, and builds confidence and independence. The Sigma female applies Stoicism in many ways. She understands that true strength lies in the mind, not in others' approval or in external circumstances. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This quote serves as a guiding principle for the Sigma female, reminding her that no social pressure, criticism, or failure can define her worth or capability. Instead of reacting impulsively to emotions, she practices calm observation and handles every situation with logic, reason, and intuition. Epictetus also emphasized, "We are disturbed not by things, but by the view we take of them." The Sigma female deeply embraces this idea. When faced with challenges or change, she doesn't allow external circumstances to dictate her emotions or sense of self-worth. Instead, she focuses on her own response, turning difficulties into opportunities for learning, growth, and self-reliance. Because of this mindset, even under social pressure or sudden upheavals, the Sigma female remains calm, composed, and steadfast. Stoicism also helps the Sigma female understand the value of solitude. She doesn't fear being alone, nor does she see it as emptiness or isolation. For her, solitude is an opportunity for reflection, self-growth, and mental clarity. Every quiet moment is used to observe the world, plan for the future, and realign her priorities in life. This ability allows her to stay free from external influence while strengthening her confidence and long-term self-reliance. Moreover, Stoicism trains the Sigma female to be patient, resilient, and composed in the face of challenges. In a complex and ever-changing world, she learns to maintain inner stability. She doesn't chase social trends, isn't swayed by praise or criticism, and never lets emotions dictate her decisions. Every action and every step she takes is deliberate, reflecting her personal values and sense of direction. Through this discipline, the Sigma female becomes not only independent, but also trustworthy, intelligent, and nearly impossible to defeat. Stoicism is not just a philosophy, it's the quiet strength that sustains the Sigma female. Through it, she learns to distinguish between what can be controlled and what must be released, allowing her to remain calm in any situation. Stoicism helps her transform challenges, failures, and social pressures into opportunities for growth, reinforcing her confidence and self-reliance. It teaches her to embrace solitude, observe and reflect, and design her life around her own values, free from the influence of others. As a result, the Sigma female becomes steady, determined, and self-governing, guided by both reason and intuition rather than emotion or social expectation. This philosophy is what sets her apart. She lives authentically, radiating strength and trustworthiness, earning admiration without needing to prove or boast. Stoicism, therefore, is the source of inner power that makes the Sigma female independent, resilient, and ready to face any challenge life presents. When people think of success, they often picture the alpha female, bold, powerful, and always in the spotlight. But the Sigma female approaches success in an entirely different way, quietly, strategically, and sustainably. She doesn't chase attention or seek validation from others, yet she often achieves remarkable results through self-reliance, careful planning, and strategic thinking. Unlike the alpha, who can be swept up by social pressure or the need to compete, the Sigma female stays detached from power struggles and unnecessary drama. It's this calm focus and silence that allow her to notice opportunities others overlook and turn them into her own advantages. One of the key reasons Sigma females achieve success is their ability to define value and success on their own terms. They don't compare themselves to others or chase society's standards and judgments. Every goal, plan, and decision they make stems from personal values and intuition, reflecting their inner growth and maturity. This mindset allows them to maintain strong motivation and unwavering focus on their individual journey, free from distractions, external pressure, or expectations. Strategic thinking is another major trait that sets the Sigma female apart. She constantly analyzes situations, anticipates variables, and crafts detailed plans before taking action. Whether in business, art, or science, she often achieves outstanding results thanks to her foresight, preparation, and ability to handle challenges effectively. Her success isn't a matter of luck. It's the product of persistence, wisdom, and determination, qualities refined through experience and her application of Stoic principles in daily life. Another factor behind the Sigma female's success is her ability to remain calm and focused amid chaos. While many people are swayed by social pressure or negative emotions, the Sigma female knows how to step back, observe, and analyze. This composure allows her to make precise decisions, seize opportunities, and avoid mistakes caused by haste or emotional reactions. It's also why Sigma females often rise to become exceptional leaders, gifted creators, or highly successful professionals across various fields, all without boasting or competing for power. What's truly unique is that the Sigma female's definition of success is entirely different. For her, success isn't about fame, defeating others, or gaining maximum power. Instead, it's about personal growth, self-reliance, achieving goals she set for herself, and creating a positive impact on her surroundings. She values the journey of self-development more than any comparison with others. This perspective allows the Sigma female to stay consistent and grounded, avoiding burnout or discouragement even when facing life's toughest challenges. The Sigma female also knows how to use her independence as an advantage. By avoiding drama, staying out of power games, and steering clear of noisy competition, she can focus entirely on what truly matters. This focus allows her to recognize opportunities earlier, execute plans more effectively, and achieve lasting success without the need to prove or boast. Her self-mastery combined with strategic thinking and emotional control creates a model of quiet yet undeniable power and success. The Sigma female teaches us that success is a journey, not a destination. Not everyone needs the spotlight or society's approval to be successful. What truly matters is personal growth, understanding your inner worth, and living according to your own standards. The Sigma female is a living example of this philosophy. Strong, self-reliant, independent, and successful on the path she has chosen for herself. The Sigma female is not just a rare archetype of womanhood. She's a source of inspiration for living with autonomy, independence, and strength. By observing how she thinks, makes decisions, and maintains composure in every situation, we realize that true power doesn't come from authority, visibility, or external validation, but from mastering one's own mind and actions. This is the first and most important lesson. Inner value outweighs all external judgment, and self-understanding is the foundation for building lasting strength in life. One of the most profound lessons the Sigma female offers is the ability to live according to one's own values rather than society's expectations. In today's pressure-filled world, we are often caught in endless comparisons. Who is richer, more successful, or more well-known? The Sigma female moves in the opposite direction. She chooses to observe, analyze, and plan by her own standards, untouched by others' opinions or judgments. The second lesson comes from the power of solitude and silence. The Sigma female doesn't see being alone as isolation or emptiness, but as an opportunity for reflection, learning, and self-improvement. In silence, she observes the world around her, reevaluates herself, and prepares for what comes next. This teaches us that sometimes stepping away from the noise of society is the best way to develop strategic thinking, gain clarity about our personal goals, and cultivate lasting confidence. Moreover, the Sigma female teaches us the value of self-reliance and strategic planning. She doesn't act on impulse or follow trends. Instead, every decision she makes is based on careful analysis, anticipation of variables, and thorough preparation for any situation. This underscores that lasting success doesn't come from luck or external power, but from perseverance, wisdom, and self-mastery. Viewers can learn from her example how to plan ahead, make sound decisions, and seize opportunities without being distracted by social pressure or fleeting emotions. Another important lesson lies in emotional control and composure under pressure. The Sigma female knows how to stay out of conflict and drama, choosing instead to observe and analyze before taking action. This ability allows her to make wise decisions, seize opportunities, and avoid mistakes born from haste or emotional impulses. It's a powerful reminder that calmness and emotional discipline are among the key factors that determine true success and self-mastery in life. Additionally, the Sigma female offers a profound lesson on redefining success through a personal lens. For her, success isn't about standing out, controlling others, or conforming to societal standards. Instead, it's about growth, self-reliance, achieving one's own goals, and making a positive impact. Through her example, we learn that everyone can build success in their own way, grounded in inner values and personal journeys, rather than competition or comparison with others. The Sigma female offers many valuable lessons: living true to one's values, using solitude for growth, planning strategically, staying calm in the face of challenges, and defining success and worth on one's own terms. These lessons apply not only to women, but to anyone seeking a life of autonomy, independence, and sustainable self-development. By observing the Sigma female, we learn how to grow from within, relying on our own abilities and mindset to create a life guided by personal standards, facing every challenge with confidence and resilience. Looking back on the entire journey, the Sigma female stands as a true model of independence, self-mastery, and self-reliance, qualities anyone can learn from. She doesn't live by society's imposed rules, chase the spotlight, or seek validation from others. Instead, she walks her own path, observing, reflecting, and acting based on her inner values. Her strength doesn't come from power or fame, but from her ability to control her mind, make wise decisions, and remain steadfast through any challenge. This is the powerful message we can all apply to daily life. True value comes from within, not from society's approval or others' opinions. The journey of becoming a Sigma female teaches us that success isn't about standing out or controlling others. It's about personal growth, understanding your own worth, and creating a positive impact. From embracing solitude and developing self-reliance to strategic planning and maintaining calmness under pressure, all of these are essential skills for living with greater confidence and autonomy. The Sigma female reminds us that each of us holds an inner strength waiting to be uncovered, a strength that allows us to seize opportunities and stand firm on our own unique path. Learning to live with self-mastery, grow from within, and walk your own path. That's the message the Sigma female embodies, and it's also the key to shining in your own way, strong, calm, and enduring. Take time to observe yourself, recognize your inner value, and start cultivating self-discipline today. You don't need to be in the spotlight or prove yourself to anyone, but you can plan your life, define success on your own terms, and develop strategic thinking, just like the Sigma female. Make every moment an opportunity to learn, reflect, and grow into the strongest version of yourself. If you found this video valuable, hit like to show your support and let us know these messages resonate with you. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss future videos, each one sharing lessons on self-growth, independence, and lasting success. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Do you see any Sigma female traits in yourself, or what lesson did you take away from their way of life? We read and respond to every comment because your story might just inspire thousands of others.